State of the Siege is done. We got that all done. Everything is done. I love it. I love it. Let's get to it. Let's do it. L to the yes. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Oh my gosh. I just realized I totally forgot to check the commands and the redeems. What do we got on? We'll turn off those. Professional streamer here, folks. Turn off squad up, spin to win, eye patch, need a hand, auto walk, pick a paint, alt tab, paint it black, window will keep on, perfect. And then what about commands? We'll turn that one off, keep that one on, and we're good. Whew. I totally forgot. Holy shit. Holy crap. Holy crap. I actually might have that engine swole. I just might have that engine swole. This one? I doubt it, but I might. I might. I don't know. I don't know. Either way. I might. I don't know. Might not. Who the hell knows? I'm sure I could find a replacement. That fucking lead. Monday, there you go. Don't forget, you got to be at least 5K. You can thank Sarah for that rule. You can thank Sarah for that rule. Come on, you don't make my lights on. Perfect. So I already penciled it out. So. I really like how this fucking peace sign turned out. I really like how this turned out. Like, I am so fucking proud of that. 5999 or below. No exceptions, and at least 5K. That part I never add on at the end. But that part's important. It's got to be at least 5K. So we got a thingy right here that we're going to do. I'm just going to do lead. And then we got a smiley face and a heart on the hilt up here. And a heart and a smiley face. And that's what we're doing today. That's it. Should be fun. It should be fun. This is a good fucking jam. All right, let's get to it. This is an underrated album. My minimal melee. It looks quite effective, honestly. Looks pretty effective. Got to admit. Like I said, I don't know if you need the upward facing lacerator. It kind of gives away that you're a melee. But at the same time, it's such a low power score, it doesn't really matter. But, like, I don't know if you need it for the hovers and stuff. There's not going to be too many hovers and shit, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Good fucking jam. What are we starting with? All Moolers, maybe. That might be the move. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, you said Molders. Molders. All Malders. I don't know about the Malders. Yeah, I'm taping up the tip. Might have to mute if the grind gets too much. I do my best. I'll do my best. It's tricky because I like to still be able to talk if someone comes into chat, but the grinder is loud. I could just mute, but... But then I'm going to forget if I'm muted, and then someone's going to come in chat, and I'm going to look dumb. I say we start with the heart. All right, we'll turn this down. Put it over here. Turn this up. done. We're done. BRB for 1 second. Sorry about that. We got the hands washed. Hands are washed nice and well. I wiped down the blade beforehand, so let's take a look, shall we? So, we got Led Zeppelin right there. I don't like how the D turned out. I hate the D. Otherwise, I like how it looks. It's good because we got In the Light dash Led Zeppelin. I like that. I really do. I'm a big fan of that. I like how that turned out. And then, of course, to keep with the theme, I was wondering, what are we going to do with these notches? You know? What are we going to do with them? Do we do, like, triangles? Make it look like spikes? Like, what do we do? And we got the peace right here. So we got peace. And then we got love. And then on the other side, it's really subtle. I don't like how it turned out because it's so subtle. Come on, focus. Happiness. But they're black lines for the eyes. They're really hard to see. They're really thin. There we go. Got just the right angle. Little black lines. You feel me? Happiness. Either way, they're both colored in. I like it because with the happiness, it goes around, see, like around this edge, onto the camo. And then if you remember, we didn't do this one. And I wanted that. I wanted one to be done, one not to be done. But then we extended this bubble of the camo around to the heart. And left the heart kind of like a half and half, which I really like. I really like it, honestly. I'm not a big fan of the smiley and how thin the eyes are at the same time, and they're extremely subtle. And if you look at it in different light, it looks like silver eyes at the same time. So that's cool. And I really like how the Zeppelin turned out. Not so much the D in lead. I don't like that. I don't like how thin it is. I feel like it should have been thicker. But the Zeppelin, that turned out nice. And I have it trail down onto the blade's edge a little bit. Not all the way down to the edge, but yeah. I really like how it turned out. I'm really liking this other side. I am, 100%. And that concludes our session of Fuck Around and Find Out, where we fuck around with this knife and engraving and we find out what our true potential is. We still got